Hey guys, how's it going? August 21st, 2022. And still here, friggin' trying to get over this damn COVID thing. I feel fine. I mean, I felt fine now for at least a good week. I barely clear my throat right now. Um, it's almost gone. I mean, you talk about a faint line. I mean, it's not too faint yet, but you can tell it's going away. It's just taking its sweet ass time. It's been since I tested on Saturday. I think I already had a positive test prior to that I misread. So I've probably been testing positive now for, I would say, 10 days at least. But whatever. Anyways, enough about this COVID stuff, as depressing as it is, because it kind of screws around with my schedule. I've actually had too much time on my hands, especially on the weekends. And I thought if there's ever a time for me to get back into Run 8 for a little while, because I already, if you follow me enough, you already know where I'm headed. Unless something comes, unless something comes down the pipe with Run 8 as far as a region or something that really gets my attention, there's nothing at the moment. It's got nothing to do with Run 8. Run 8's a great software. I'm not. It's just for setting up for what I want to do in single player, and this isn't everybody. A lot of people have different standards. They can run, they can do whatever the hell they want, and they're fine, which is fine and dandy. But I want to have the entire system set up the way I want it to set up. I don't want I don't want to get into a situation where, like here, I'll show you. I'll show you my screenshots here. 'Cause obviously you can tell I have not been in it. This is back in July. It was the last time that I was doing any type of screenshots whatsoever. So that was right there, the peak of the type of busyness that I was looking for at a Waycross, except it was too much work for one person. And that's when I realized, I was a little bit over my head. Now, the goal there was to try to get the Chicago traffic and everything beyond here to get away from the cookie cutter stuff and actually program fake industries for every one of these. It took a long time just to do those, and I know how much time it takes. It takes a long time to code those in. I could have done it. I could have just gone ahead. Put it this way: had I had access to the baseball game today, I might get back into it, and I might try to do that if I'm listening to something else or whatever. Who knows? I might change my mind by this evening, but so far, another weekend is almost come and gone, and there's just too much work that's involved getting it the way I want it. By the time I get it to single player level, or at least comfortable within single player, we're going to be into September. And then multiplayer, I want to test it out for a while. It could get into October. 2023, I may not even be in this. So I feel that trying to get a following or trying to get back into this is too much right now. Even though I'm wasting a lot of time where I could be doing a lot of things. I was playing the sailing game a little bit, got bored of that real quick. So I know what I want, and what I want, unfortunately, I can't have right now because it isn't available yet, which kind of sucks, but it is the way it is. I'll show you some. If you guys haven't been following the screenshots on here, there's some good stuff here. Oh, Emmett's posting. Here, I'll go see what Emmett wants. Oh, there he is. Still positive. Doing a live stream. Watching the Jays game shortly. So, anyways, Railroader. This is a very active community right now. It is getting busier each and every day. There was days where there was hardly anything going on. Now there's, you know, there is stuff happening. There was an announcement of, I don't know if there's a new, the new YouTube channel. Although nothing is there quite yet. Let me just take a look at it. I'll actually, yeah, let me go through, let me go see if anything is added. I don't, reconnection successful. Okay, I guess I'm back on. It just isn't doing diddly shit. I tried to do too many streams, so I lose it. Like, as soon as I go and try to find somebody else's YouTube or anything like that, or doing anything that's too intensive, I lose it. So I can't do that. Unfortunately, I can't check the YouTube, but I can check the Discord. Yeah, we're still going here. Okay. So yeah, but the screenshots. This is being updated quite a bit. Yeah, I mean, that's, I love the sun effects in this. It's, you know, of course, a 24-hour clock. Open original. Should I open the original? Maybe I shouldn't. It probably takes too much bandwidth. Yeah, screw it. Man. Okay. But some double header action, all that other stuff. I'm more into the diesel. This is like back in the 40s and 50s, I guess, is what you're looking at. But you can tell this is very eye-pleasing as it is. I don't know why it's not being released right now, because to me it looks like it's totally playable. But you know, that's their decision. I'm just being selfish or greedy or whatever you want to call it. But I think everything in this is what I'd be running all the time, the little diesel engines. Not that I don't mind steam, but I mean, steam's cool, but give me a diesel, I'll take a diesel any day. I don't know what that was, like an engine house or something, but I don't know what it is. But anyways, the gameplay. If you check, there is YouTube videos out there, and if you check on it, you will see. Where is it? Telling you, when I'm streaming, I cannot look at anything. It's just like, forget it. I was like, fine. So that ain't gonna work. So much for that. I was trying Star Trek Fleet Command with my son for a while. That was just boring. I was trying it for a while. He still likes it, but I find it boring as hell. Sailwind, yeah, I'm starting to lose my interest in that. Flight Simulator, I don't even know why that's even on there. American Truck Simulator, I haven't got back into recently, but that's another one that I might get back into shortly, because it's still a lot of fun. But not much else to report at the moment, unfortunately. The beautiful thing about what we're looking at, as far as what we're looking at in regards to the ease of just getting into the simulator and having it do what you want, compared to, say, a Run 8. Now, I can tell you right now, from if you guys are looking for the best physics, Run 8's still going to be it. I'm almost certain of it. The way their approach is they're trying to combine both the realism as well as the fun. So it's kind of like a balance between the two, and that's the way they're approaching it. And I'm cool with that. I like the idea that, yes, okay, it's not so much of a sandbox, but it's basically, I mean, I suppose it is a sandbox because there's no, you can run it however the hell you want to run it, except everything's already set up for you as far as the industry calls, all that other stuff. It's still, there might be some edit functions that you can edit, and settings that you can edit, and a few other things. That remains to be seen. But as it is right now, we're looking at, I think, 17 miles of track, an interchange at 8 o'clock every morning. New set of cars comes in, it automatically shows up, and then you check with the freight agents. Your switch list gets assembled automatically. It even looks like like handwritten. It's kind of cool. But then you just go about and run the simulator, which I like. I like to just be able to get into it and run it. It kind of even, I swear, and I'm like, I was looking, I thought about it, and it's not because how would you say, it's not because I find the simulator interesting, but to tie me over until what are we looking at? To basically tie me over until the new year. I was actually seriously thinking about getting the what do you call it? Train Sim World 3. Only because of the visuals. And I thought, a lot of people are complaining because there's no save function. I totally get it. But I have no problem running for a few hours. So I mean, I'm fine with that. I forget what the US one has. I mean, it has Cajon, which it'd be interesting to see Cajon, how they do Cajon in comparison to what Run 8 looks like. Because I always thought that was one of Run 8's best routes, as far as at least in Southern California. Just because it's Cajon Pass. I haven't seen the other one. I thought about getting into it. I may still get it. I don't even know if I can run the thing properly or well at all or whatever. But I was thinking, it's, I don't know what the hell the price is with it. It's like $30. Here's the reason why that's appealing to me. Is the physics appealing? No. Do I like chasing a little ball around and saying, okay, we'll go to here and go to here and go do this and go do that? No. If I was to buy that, it would be a temporary thing, just to get through it and see what it's like. I'm not going to buy it right away. I'm going to wait until it comes out. Wait till people bitch and complain about it. Now, people see me on Train Sim, right? And they think that I want to see Train Sim World fail. No, I don't. Or that I hate Train Sim World. No, I don't. It's just it's really like a money grab, and that's all there is to it. So, I guess I'm bad because I want to do a money grab, and I could be buying stuff for Run 8, which I support a hell of a lot more. The reason why I'm not doing Run 8 at the moment is because of the work that's involved and knowing where I want to be come next year. And hopefully, I mean, I don't know. There's another route that's coming out for Florida, or Georgia, I should say. That I'm certainly interested in that. I think just running that alone would be interesting, and not worrying about Waycross, and just running that alone and see what it would be like. I think it's more appealing, the single track nature and all that. I mean, yeah, I could run between Callahan and Waycross if I was wanting to run mainline trains, but of course it's double track. There's not really too much to it. It's fairly flat, but it's totally different once you get on the Fitzgerald, because you're going to be having all kinds of things. So I'm kind of interested in that. I don't really have much interest in the new route that they came out with, the pass or whatever the heck that is. I mean, yeah, they run it like two single track sections or something like that, but it doesn't appeal to me. I want to, if we're going to have your individual regions, get something that a single player can easily manage. And they haven't done that yet, but that's just the way it is. It doesn't mean that I won't ever run 8 again. It just means right now I don't see enough to it. Like if I had a huge following, and there's a bunch of people that were running, and or I was on a server that ran the way I like to run, then suddenly it'd be real appealing. But I don't know of anybody right now who ran the way I would want to run, and that is let the AI do its thing, and have the switching and all that other stuff. Maybe others do it. I don't know. It's just not for me. So, and I could, if I was really bored, go into just running mainline trains back and forth. I'd probably end up going back to Mojave or something like that and just run that. I mean, that'd be fine, I suppose. Let me just take a look at the pictures here. I'm going to be watching the baseball game in a little bit, but Rice Yard, I'm not too worried about that. A-line, Waycross, yeah, Mojave, well, we know what the hell Mojave's like. Mojave's interesting because I thought about that a little bit more again. That's just seeing that many industries, it's just like, no thanks. I don't want to be switching that much. So this is where, a 17-mile section with so many industries. I don't know how many industries this thing's going to have either, but it just, to me, it's not going to have that much industry, I don't think. But you never know. If it does, it does, then. So, I mean, yeah, I could run this by itself. I've always liked the yard at the UP yard and the SJVR and the connection there. I've always found that to be somewhat interesting. Then you got the single track, which I like. Running out of Mojave itself isn't too bad, but it's just, I don't know. I've done it, and it doesn't necessarily appeal to me, especially this section. This section puts you to sleep, I find. Same with the Needles. If I was running out of Barstow and going to Cadiz, I've run that thing so many times, it's just boring as hell. And I understand it's a desert. I totally get it, and it's not a knock at what's going on as far as Run 8 itself. But if you don't have the visual stimulus, it's very easy to just friggin' get bored. And that's the same in real life. If I'm driving down, there's a highway called 401 that's a major highway that runs through southern Ontario. Around Toronto, it's not a problem. Even going eastward towards Montreal, it's not a problem. There's enough, even in the countryside. There's enough. There's enough trees and things that are interesting. But traveling down the 401 is almost like going through Kansas in some ways. It's not that flat, but it's straight and boring. And you try running that when you're, it's at night. I mean, I'm falling asleep during YouTube these days. I think the COVID kick, has caused me to actually sleep a little bit more. It still is to some extent, because even late last week I'd come home, I'd watch a YouTube, and I'd be falling asleep at around 5 o'clock in the afternoon, dozing for a couple hours, and then I'd get back into it. I don't know if it's just because my son's not there, or it's just or what, but I think it's more because I'm still recovering, I suppose. At least I guess this is what it's doing to my immune system, but I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm just rambling right now. Not too much to show otherwise. Let me just see if I got one more, anything else in the screenshots. I've gone through this before so many friggin' times. It's just like, let's see, pictures. Barstow A-line. Yeah, running Cajon isn't so bad. But then again, we know what that's like. Mojave, Bryce Yard. I don't even have the other ones up, do I? Waycross. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it. Otherwise, I'd have to go download them, and I don't feel like downloading them. So, excuse me. But yeah, so it's like, yeah, I that's why I'm thinking about. I'm actually thinking about getting that stupid new version when it comes out in September. I don't know why. I might even just for shits and giggles. I actually might. I think I still have Train Sim World, a free copy somewhere around there. So I might put that in just for the hell of it, and who knows? But I mean, just to keep me going. It's not so bad. It's something that I wouldn't run for it for long term, but just to throw some time at it and just go through it, I suppose. Would be okay, but not really. I'd rather probably run ATS, if anything. Haven't got back into it. I was going to get into that yesterday, and I didn't want it for some stupid reason. But I think it reminds me, because my son and I would run together, so I haven't really been into it. But that might change later after the baseball game today. Who knows? Train Sim 3 is a no-go. Don't waste your money. Don't worry, it's not long term. Oh boy, that was bad. But don't make me cough. But don't waste your money. I've already looked into it. It's I wouldn't buy the full version. I'd only buy the US portion and get something, but who knows. The way they botched Cajon Pass. Oh really? They botched it, huh? Well, isn't that surprising? I haven't seen too much. I was watching some British guy review it yesterday, and And I mean, he's not too impressed by it, but it's like, they hacked it up to what? Oh, so they okay, so they screwed around with something. Doesn't surprise me. Hell, I could run a freelance route right now. I wouldn't give a rat's ass. Well, they probably hacked it because the saves don't work. It would be my guess. Yeah. Don't worry. I'm just feasibility. I know, as far as the cost goes, and just like for something, if it kept me going for, if it kept me going till the new year or whenever the hell this railroader comes out, that I'd be okay with it. I wouldn't buy any more into it. That's for damn sure. Never have. In fact, I've never spent a cent on Train Sim World. I bought the free version. I've never ever bought anything else with it. So yeah, I know they had some roadmap for Train Sim World 2. I think it was posted on Train Sim, and it was like within a month, all of a sudden they announced Train Sim World 3 for September, and I'm thinking to myself, didn't you guys just have a roadmap for Train Sim World 2? You can get Train Sim World 2 apparently pretty cheap right now. Somebody said they could pick it up for $6 or some horse shit. I'm like, or $8. But no. But I still see you. I still see you playing around with it. I've seen you on Discord. You still play around with it. I wouldn't buy it. There's nothing else that intrigues me. The only thing that would intrigue me is just the eye candy, and that's the only thing that sells for that damn thing. To be quite honest. They can go radio silent all they want. There's nothing new for them. That's just the way they do things. I mean, there was no mention of anything for Donner. Just all of a sudden showed up. Supposedly they have new quote unquote new regions. If that's supposedly the new region, I don't know. Beats the hell out of me. Like Run 8's still going to be on my hard drive. I'm not getting rid of it. It's just, I mean, I still have the rail driver here just in case I feel like doing something with it, but really I don't. That's not a threat to them. They got their money's. They got their money's worth. The thing that I find Railroader has is the simplicity of simply just getting into it and running. Running with operations, that to me is very intriguing. Um, I'd love to see something similar to that in like a setup. I don't know how exactly you would do it, but with Run 8, what I find is when it comes to their operations, I mean, they have the potential to do operations, and you have to do these weird fake ass industry things just to get it to uh, assemble a train that actually looks realistic, like not having just every single car or these cookie cutter trains that come into I, you've seen where I've had every tag coming into Waycross, and it literally divides it evenly. I mean that's just, in my opinion, that's lazy. Um, and I don't mean to sound that way. There's a lot of things that Run 8 is not lazy, but that's one of them. Is the way they just cookie cutter it. Here you go, and then divide everything in the remainder. So if you have, say, 100 cars, and you can divide it evenly, uh, I don't know. Let's say you had 10 industries, so you can divide it evenly, say 3 times 9. No, that doesn't make sense. Forget it. I'm horrible with math, or I'm not horrible with math. I just don't want to think about math right now. But the way it works is it will divide everything equally, evenly, up to that last industry, which is a Chicago or a New Orleans or whatever is on your last industry on the tag, and it takes everything else as a remainder and it shoves it all to the back. It looks absolutely ridiculous. And that's for me, running when I was running Waycross originally without the fake industries, I noticed it. Like, I started seeing the way, and it means you're constantly trimming the yard. And I was just like, no. So I worked on the stuff going into Florida first. Tremendous improvement. Now, since I've got the bug with Railroader, suddenly I don't feel like putting too much effort into something that I'm only going to run for another quarter. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I just don't have the motivation because I know what else is out there, and that's the kind of thing that's something that they could do in an update. And I know Brad watches my videos because I've heard certain rumors of different things. Um, but yeah, maybe I shouldn't have said that, but whatever. Uh, I don't mean to get people in trouble and shit like that, but anyways, I've heard. And it's like that would be something that they could make a tremendous improvement. The problem is most people don't give a shit about that kind of thing. Nobody does. I do. I'm the only one that gives a shit about it because, yeah, I want it to act and operate as real as it gets. But other than that, I mean, I got no problems with Run 8. It just takes a lot of setup, and you know what it's like, Quincy, with all the setup. Yeah, I'm paying attention. Let's see here. I'll lay it how. First, third-party developers, 2 workshop support. Yeah. But for the time being, version 3 is the closest we're going to get to realism, so it has to do, yeah. Railroader has 17-mile comfort zone. You can run it single player on your own, and that's why it's appealing. Also, their multiplayer looks appealing. Their lighting is awesome. The night lighting I've seen is just, it's awesome. Um, and they don't have there's no plans like to have an editor as far as I can tell. They haven't said no to it, but they don't really need it if it's built in such a way to operate right out of the box. And no, they don't have sessions or anything like that. They just have the operation down right from the get go, and they don't do quirky shit, or at least what I call like weird shit. Where okay, yeah, the loads are all on the front, the empties are all on the back, and mind you, they're not playing with modern train lengths either in Railroader. It's going to be more steam era, short line, what have you. So yeah, they don't have to worry about that as much, but just to be able to get in there and have fun with it, I see that. I see. Those are the two things I see. I see that I see that more importantly than anything. The ability to just go in and run. That's why I can't get into Run 8 suddenly. I mean, because I know how much work's involved to get it even to get it close, and I'm sure I can get it pretty damn good. But it's still a lot of work in single player for what I'm going to run, and a lot of time to set it up, and a lot of work to set it up. And even once I've got it to where I want it, there's only so much I can push it, and then eventually it's just me and a few other people that come on, and it's too much work. It's too busy. I need something I've said it for a couple of years. I've said you need something that's smaller, that is like it, and boom, here comes short line. I'm like, okay, that's what I like. I all of a sudden I see something like short line. It was just like, as soon as I saw it, I was just like, whoa. I'm like 17 miles, okay. And it runs a friggin' 6-to-1 fast clock right now. So that'll get you through the day, because, and then you can run multiplayer. You can have more than one train if you want. I mean, yeah, okay. You have multiple people on the same cruise and all that other stuff, and if you want to do that, but just like right out of the box, it sounds like I'm surprised it's not out there for early access, because to me, everything I've seen so far, despite maybe the stopping on a dime and all that other horse shit, to me, it is certainly playable. But that's the way they want to do things. They want it polished as hell. They want a full version, which is kind of unheard of these days. But I wish they wouldn't. That's just me, because it's just like, here, I have my money. Have my money. I'll live with whatever bugs there might be. I haven't seen them. They certainly haven't shown them, even in their multiplayer video that they had out there. I mean, other than the people that were able to just stop on a dime or whatever, and I'm pretty sure they were emergency stops, like just to prevent an issue or something. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, anyways, 128. I think I'm gonna be watching a baseball game instead of rambling on here. I just figured I'd touch base. Yeah. It. Why would you think I wasn't gonna like it? Yeah, I know. It's been in development. I saw some of the earliest videos he had, and I mean, honestly, even his original videos with no sound and just something in there was inspiring to me. Where it's at right now, I don't know what else. I obviously he knows one developer with a bit of team to help with sound and graphics and buildings and stuff like that. But it's like, yeah, Adam. I had to think of his name for a second, but he and these guys have. I don't know if Adam does or if others. I'm sure they have experience in Run 8. So you see a lot of the Run 8 stuff in there. You see a lot of inspiration that came from it, as far as I can tell. But I also see inspiration from a train sim world point of view, and the photorealistic scenery and all that other stuff. The photorealistic scenery is just icing on the cake, and you can do that because you're dealing with the reason why Train Sim World doesn't have these big, huge ass routes is because it takes a lot to do that kind of scenery. It takes a lot of space. It takes a lot of hard drive space, memory, you name it. It can really tax a system pretty quick. I imagine, from what I understand, I will be able to run it. If I can run things like what do you call it? If I can run American Truck Simulator, if I can run that in friggin' Ultra, I got no problem. And I mean, probably the graphics might even be better than that. I would imagine they are. At least they look like it to some extent. But whatever. 17 miles isn't gonna kill the system. So, but anyways, that's it for now, guys. I'm gonna end this my little weekly talk, or let you know what I'm thinking or not doing. There's a reason for it, but that's it for now, guys. I'm gonna go watch my baseball game and then figure out what I want to do later on. Hey, have a good one. We'll see ya.